Yeah, I've
Good,
been
good,
traveling.
good.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Miracle Mindset for Men. I'm your host, Heru Dre. Today I have a special guest. He's been on the show before. When y'all give a welcome, David, aka Alchemy Avenue. How you doing today, David?
I'm doing really well, bro. Fantastic. I hope you doing all right.
Man, I can't complain. I ain't got no complaints here. Man, everything has been good. How's everything been with you?
And staying busy, man. Staying busy and creative. That's my main, focus right now, man. And trying not to do everything all at one time.
Nah, facts. Nah, facts. Yeah, yeah, facts. Um, so today's episode is was inspired by a thing that I have on my wall. Like I have like different things on my wall that kind of like motivates me, keep me focused on daily task or just task period. And it was
Mm-hmm.
called We Think What We Become, or We Become What We Think.
Right,
And in honor of it being Men's Mental Health Month, I started this last year around the same time. And I want to get who I feel are prolific men on the platform to just talk about different things, like what they go
right.
through, how they help other people, and how they can help people and stuff like that. I had a
Mm-hmm.
show with Ermias a couple days ago, and we were talking about escaping the mental matrix. Trying to get out
Right,
of this whole prison mentally and setting our minds free and being able to manifest things that our heart desires the most, right?
right, right.
So I pulled up some quotes from the late great Neville Goddard. Uh
Mm-hmm.
he was one of the people who I listened to a lot of his audio books. I read some of his books as well. And he had a quote that says that your imagination creates reality. And by assuming that feeling of your fulfilled wish, you can transform your external life. So, what do you feel about that quote?
Oh yeah, I definitely believe it. I think a lot of times because we're not really trained or we're not really taught or even some of us don't even have a space to even cultivate our imagination just because, parents, programming, life, and a lot of times that trickle down to us because a lot of stuff is learned behavior. So we're never
Mm-hmm.
taught or never understood how to open up and create space for ourselves to even imagine that we could be better or even whatever that looks like for us. Then it's hard when you become an adult to even one feel like that's a tool that you can tap into, and then besides, everything else that goes on in life. So then instead of using our imagination, 'cause that's really what it is, you use your imagination to create with everything and embody. Then if you're not using that as a tool, then you don't really see a way out.
Mm-hmm. No, that's facts. Living in a life where you want or not want but desire things, you have to act as if it's already happening. And
Mm,
a lot of times there is no action behind what it is that we really want the most or desire the most. We just feel like we just keep thinking about it, it's gonna happen. And I don't think that's
right,
how it works in the quantum field, or that's just not how it works in manifestation. You actually have to meet the universe halfway in order to
right.
get the whole thing. I could sit here
Mm-hmm.
all day saying I want to be a millionaire. $1 million not gonna fall in my lap. You know what I mean? I got to get out there and get the opportunity, or the opportunity present itself. Then now I have to act on that opportunity to make the $1 million,
Right,
right? And
right.
I think that quote for me, it was something I read his books like 4 years ago, and it was something that was helping me because at a point in time in my life, I didn't have no direction. Like I kind of
Right.
lost myself a little bit, and I needed
Mm-hmm.
to actually remind myself who I am, and
Mm-hmm.
find my path and purpose, and being able to create a life that I desire the most, that's conducive for me, not for anybody else. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think that that's important for men out there as well, because we can get caught up in life, and a lot of things is
Mm-hmm.
passing us by. We got kids, bills, work problems, whatever the case may be, and a lot of us
Right.
don't have the safe space to actually get into our creative imagination to want to actually have a life we want to live. You
Mm-hmm.
you a married man, and you got a couple of kids. You got two girls, right?
I got two girls and I got an older son. He's 22.
And you got a son. Okay. What is the most challenging thing about being the father and still having time for yourself?
I think is a it's I think the most challenging thing is just understanding that you deserve rest. You deserve to be able to still do everything that you have to do, quote unquote, but still deserve to have the best part of your life. And that's just building up yourself, doing stuff for yourself. You deserve that. A lot of us don't think we do. A lot of us think that we have to do for others and then we're last. And to me, I believe that it's the best practice is to pour into yourself, pour into yourself, whatever that means for you. If that is going for walks, if that's playing golf, is if that's but doing that in a way where you can do those things and they literally still empower you and you do those things to pour into yourself and then you get to trust yourself. Because anything you do can be meditation, it could be pouring into yourself. It could be that. Like if I play the game for an hour, that could be my time. And I want to chill. I want to get in a space where my mind can be clear. I can use that. Or if I want to just sit, my 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever that time is, understanding that opportunities to do whatever that is for you, that's sacred and it's very, very, very important. So I think that's one of the biggest things. Understand that you deserve and you need those times to yourself because it's way more better. I know it's saying weird, but that's how I want to say it. It's way
Hmm.
more better to be able to pour into yourself and then when situation challenges come, instead of I gotta go do and run, now you can sit back and you almost can see the field much clearer. It's like you lift it up from the challenge like 30,000 feet, and now you can kind of almost see all the pieces. Okay, now I can do this. I need to do this. Okay, boom. Okay, put this together. It's to me, it's just you work better with more decision making. Because I'm not saying challenges and everything is still not gonna come. 'Cause they're still coming. They're still
Hmm.
coming because you're expanding and you got other people that you're co-creating with. But when they do come, now you're not so reactive, you're more proactive because
Hmm.
you trust yourself. I think that one of the biggest things is just learning how to trust yourself.
So being a father, do you think do you think the pressure comes from society of what they say a father should be, or does it come from the pressure of the family that you have to take care of, or is it a little bit of both?
I think it's both because coming from where you come from sets the precedence of how you will be. And if you don't get new tools to better use, then you'll just fall back into the old stereotypes and the old ways that you have to be something that you really can't catch up to be. You're trying to
Hmm.
provide and do everything for everybody. But if you understand, if you just focus on your needs, not saying being selfish, well, in a sense, you kind of got to be selfish, but it's not selfish to the point where you're dismissing everybody. It's selfish to the point where you do what you need to do for you. Now I can be better for everybody because I'm better for myself. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, no, I do understand. So you think like in order to be the man you need to be in society and for your family, you have to start with you first. And
I believe yes.
what I mean by start with you first, like, they say you can't pour from an empty cup.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
that's another thing too. I had a conversation with somebody uh a month ago, and I said I'd never been in love before.
Mm.
I never really loved outside of my family,
Right.
like when it came to relationships. And we had the conversation because I almost had a kid, but she had a miscarriage. But I
Mm,
remember she was telling me like, you know, I think you would have know what true love was when she would have had a child. Do you think that that's true? Your true love will come from your kids?
I mean, yes and no. Because to me, it all starts with you. How do you love yourself? Because you may feel one, you're always going to feel appreciation and value when you have kids. That's just something that is going to happen because you
Mm-hmm.
brought this kid, you brought this entity, this amazing ball of life. You brought that into the 3D space. That's always going to be a miracle, and that's going to really blow your mind. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's more of how do I love myself to better show the love and appreciation to, kids and everybody else I have to interact with. Because to me, if you don't learn how to love yourself properly, you may think it's love, and granted, it can still be, but I like to be able to do things and be able to be happy and excited about my decisions, even if I make a quote unquote wrong decision. I had good intentions, and if I need to do it a different way, okay. But I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
be needy. But I don't want to be needy to my kids. I don't want them to feel like they owe me something or they have to like I'm a tyrant. A lot of those things happen with us because we think we have to be a certain way. When we just be ourselves, if we're just ourselves, then we'll be shocked at how easily the relationships form, the relationships flourish, and how the relationships continue just to build in a more harmonious way. At least for me, that's what
Mm-hmm.
I see. I see it as I continue just to, grow and continue just to, again, I know my triggers. I understand me. I love me to my highest level. And I understand who I am, good, bad, and indifferent. And I'm cool
Mm-hmm.
with that. I know because for me, it I don't feel bad for apologizing to my kids if I did something. I don't feel bad at all. I can truly say, okay, daddy didn't mean it this way. And I don't even have to over explain it.
Right.
I'm not trying to convince them why I did it. Now they asked and we can have a conversation. But if I feel like I have done something, oh, okay, I didn't mean to come off like that. Let me go apologize. Hey baby, whenever this happened the other day, I said it like that and I really didn't mean it like that. And then they want me to explain or that we want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But from my aspect, I'm given. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by I don't want to be needy. I don't want to be in a space where, oh my God, my kids have to do everything. I'm the daddy. I'm this, and so that a lot of times that it doesn't bode well for relationships with daddies and girls and even your sons.
Mm. So, what do you like practice certain techniques for like your self-love or your self-care? Like is it like a particular ritual you have or anything that you do that
I
helps with that?
I think the main thing I do is, man, I'm up in the mornings before I go to work. I try to get up and meditate. Even if some mornings I don't really get up, I just still wake up and I'm in the bed still, and I sit there and I just really just meditate. Meditation and breath work are some things that I do consistently, and it's just I don't know, it has changed how I even go about my day and how I, move. I use the car time whenever I'm going to work, and then when I'm coming home from work, I use
Mm-hmm.
those as opportunities to not necessarily decompress. You can say that, if that's what you feel you do. For me, it's more of an opportunity to just celebrate myself because whatever happened throughout the day, I made it through the day one. But then
Mm-hmm.
two, I learned some key things throughout the day. So now I'm kind of replaying those different areas where I felt like, okay, how I did this, I did that. Not rehashing like I could have did this better and that kind of thing, but understanding that, okay, today was a wonderful and amazing day. What things did I learn? What things did I pick up on about myself? That's where I use a car time because a lot of times, because I work about 20 minutes, 25 minutes from my house, and I'm working in like another city because I stay in Winston and Greensboro. So I'm coming back home, and then that gives me time to really, You know what I'm saying? So I say that early in the mornings and even sometimes at night when my family
Mm-hmm.
go to sleep, like even on the weekends and they're asleep or whatever, I'll just use that time. I'll go outside, chill. I just really use the time wisely. You know what I mean? Because I seen the benefit in it. I'm not saying
Okay. Right.
everybody should do it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Because if you don't see the benefit in it, you shouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
No, facts.
But I seen the benefit in me taking time like that and the way that I can handle situations just really, really helps me out. So that breath work and meditation throughout the day.
Breathwork and meditation. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, has there ever been like a so we talking about, we think what we become. Is there like a certain way that you think of yourself on a consistent basis to where it actually has become your personality or your being today?
And yeah, man, because it was a long time, bro. I didn't even think the best about myself, like for real, for real. Like people always seen, that I'll be, outgoing, what I'm saying, I'll talk and do those kind of things. But man, I really didn't think that I had any skills, that I was doing what I needed to do and just in my life. So
Hmm.
now, I mean, really, because, and I think what really changed that I want to got to know myself better. So now I
Hmm.
understand now I understand my value, how I think, how I do things. Not saying I'm perfect with anything I do, but I just know that I bring so much value to any situation. I know that for sure.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And also too, I understand that no matter what's going on, everything always works out, no matter how it shows up. So my relationship to any situation in my life, I know that. Like I don't even believe it. I just know it. I know that
That's
everything always
right.
works out.
That's
You
right.
know
You
what I
gotta
mean?
know it. Yeah, you gotta know
Yeah, you gotta
it.
I don't
You
even
got
yeah,
yeah,
I just know. It may look like it's gonna look whatever it is. I get it. But just these last few months, just different things that's just been showing up and then just trusting myself, trusting myself and trusting myself, but ultimately trusting the information that's coming through and just moving and just moving. And that's really been helpful for me.
you know, um, I was reading this book by Joe Dispenza called Breaking the Habit of Your Old Self.
Hmm.
And that was kind of like a somewhat of a breakthrough read for me because he was
Right?
teaching about epigenetics and how you can change
Okay.
your own genes.
Hmm.
And he had like a section in the book where it was a meditation s- uh section in there, and he would tell you what to do, and then he also will have you write a list of things about yourself, all of the good things on one side of the paper, and on the other side of the
Hmm.
paper, write all of the negative things about yourself, and then you flip the paper on the other side, and then you write all of the things that you want to become. So when I did that, it was like those was one of those moments where you got to be honest with yourself. Like you're
Right.
really having a whole self assessment because now you're thinking
Right.
back all of the good and the bad things you did, and you got to write it down.
Hmm.
And then
Right. Right.
now
Right.
when you write it down, you have a vision of what it is, who you are on paper. And then now you
Hmm.
also have a vision on paper of who it is that you desire to be. So I think that was
Right.
a good a breakthrough read for me because it was at that moment where I started to become more aware of who I am and my behavioral patterns and things like that, and learning
Right.
how
Right. Right.
to, change things that I want, to be better at and things like that. And I think that that is something about the what we think what we become. Like I constantly kept thinking of myself as a great person, a great listener,
Right. Hmm.
empathetic and things like that. And to where
Right.
it manifests itself in a sense. And it's the same thing too, even with the traveling and stuff. I learned a lot. I learned
Hmm.
different things, and I was telling my uncle this a couple of days ago. It's like every time I go to a new country, I take a piece of what I learned and I make it a part of me. And
Right.
that's what helps me evolve and grow. And I do things differently. And I think that was the thing me and Hermes was talking about the other day. Like, if you like want to have a mental reset or a mental freedom, you kind of gotta get out of your comfort zone and you have to go explore different
Hmm.
things because it's a
Right.
big world out here. And
Oh, yes, sir.
just like getting into consciousness and spirituality, it's pieces. You got to take pieces. It's
Yeah.
a big ass puzzle, and you got to
Right.
take these
You're right.
pieces and put it to the puzzle until you figure it
Hmm.
out. Like, or until the duration of you here in this realm, really, because we're
Right.
not gonna ever have it all figured out. We ain't got that
Oh
kind
no,
of
you never
time.
get it done. Never get it done.
So I just think that every day, every moment, every situation is a learning experience where you will grow from it or you'll know
Hmm.
better from it and you won't repeat it or you will repeat it. So I think that's like an important thing, especially when we thinking about who it is that we want to become. And then not only
Hmm.
just thinking about who it is we want to become, but like who is we become, is it for a selfish reason or is it to lend a hand to humanity?
Right.
Because it's one of those things like I think um, the narcissistic pandemic has been going rapidly on for a lot of people. And I think everybody is out for self.
Right.
And I'm just trying to play my part and just trying to, like help people not be that way. I mean, you're gonna be who you
Hmm.
are, and I can accept that, but you know, just just look at it from a different point of view. Like, what can
Right.
you bring to a person's life that could change yours and theirs at the same time? And I think
Right.
that's important. Even with all of the events we went to together and meeting with different people, like that was
Hmm.
another experience to where like you're around like-minded people who
Right.
want to help you and they want to help themselves at
Hmm.
the same time. And I think
Right.
that having those type of events or even creating those type of events can help the collective. It might not happen overnight, but as long as the effort is being put there, you know,
Hmm.
it'll manifest itself. So
Right. It
I got
will.
this other quote from Neville Goddard um about what we think and what we become. It's about thoughts and consciousness. And the
Hmm.
quote says, "Stop trying to change the world since it's only the mirror." That's the book from Your Faith is Your Fortune. So basically, he's saying that you can't change the world, but only
Hmm.
way the world would change is if you change you. And
That's right.
that's funny. That's that Michael Jackson song, "Man in the Mirror."
Right in the mirror. Right.
So I was like, yeah, that's interesting. That's a deep thing. So we think about that. Like, you can't change the world, but you got to change who's in the mirror.
Right. And that's what I was saying. Like you harmonize and understand who you are. You
Hmm.
do that. And then once you do that and you start, with you, everybody's, do the shadow work and you do all that stuff, you can do all of that. But to me, if you don't understand and trust yourself and love yourself where you at, no matter where you at,
Hmm.
then you're not going to be in a space where you can change, that man in the mirror. Because even for you, like for instance, you said you read, like you did that exercise. What prompted you to start to even want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Because you could have easily stayed the way you were. You know what I'm saying? What prompted you to even want to do that? You don't mind me asking you a question?
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm gonna try to make the long story short. So I
Yeah,
had a
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I had a situation that happened. It was a real bad breakup, and it was to a point to where it
Mm-hmm.
was affecting me like in all aspects of my life, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. And I was just doing dumb shit, but somewhere it was a voice that was telling me like, this is not who you are. You need to stop it. You need to
Mm-hmm.
make a change. So
Mm.
I kept telling myself like I don't want to be a burden. I want to be a blessing. And
Mm.
and I just kept telling myself that. So then that's actually how I started watching Brother Rich show. Cause I
Right, right,
knew
right.
about his show, but I never really watched it. I knew
Right.
about his show for like almost 10 years, but I never really watched it until that situation happened. So then I started
Mm-hmm.
watching his show and I started listening to the speakers. And then I think it was Dr. B. Serious who recommended the book Breaking the Habit of Yourself. So then
Mm-hmm.
that's when I started reading it. And then I listened to the audio book too. So I put it on in my office. And I got to the section where we did the meditation and stuff, and then and the exercise we said write down the list of things, the good, the
Right.
bad, and what you want to change. So that's how I started with me. It was just like it was one of those things like sometimes you have to go through something to grow through something. And what I mean by
Right.
that is like when you get off your path, that's when the difficult and the negative things start to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
now something traumatic has to happen for you to get back on your path and be consistent with it and have to be
Right.
intentional with it. And that's what happened with me because I went astray, like far right, and
Right. Right.
I needed to get back to where I was at, like on the straight and narrow. So that's what I did. That's how that started. It really started with a negative situation from the things that I did, and but I was also
Mm-hmm.
aware that I was doing. It was like I was watching myself be stupid. Like I was literally sitting there watching myself be
Right.
stupid. So I
Right.
was like, no, this is not me. I gotta change this. So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
did. I went and changed it. And I started meeting some great people. I met you, I met Rich, I met Dr. B, a lot of different people who have like helped
Right.
pave the way for my spiritual journey and has kept me consistent for these last 4 years. And
Right.
and I think that's something like it was more so like a mind over matter thing. Like I was so focused on wanting to be better every day, it became like a habit. They say when you practice something for 30 days, it become a habit or whatever the saying is,
Mm.
30, 60 days and stuff.
Right.
So that's how it
Right.
happened with me. It started with a traumatic experience. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. It's funny you said something about you just heard a voice because that's how I was like in my mid to late 20s. I felt like, and I did not have no direction. I didn't feel like, really be honest with you, I didn't even feel like being here. That was the one thing. I just I didn't know what to do, but I kept hearing, like, even in my dreams, I used to hear a voice like telling me, just, you okay? I know it's difficult. You're all right. Just keep going. You got so much, not just potential, but you got so much in you. It'll be revealed. And I'm telling you, because bro, I was times where I was in dark places mentally that I would never tell nobody. Never tell nobody. Never. I would never. You know what I'm saying? But see, doing my meditation and stuff, that's why this to me meditation is key. This version of me that I could never imagine at that age. This is the version of me that was telling that younger me, you got it.
mhm.
It's okay. You're gonna be okay. If you stay, if you just make it through this, then you'll be just keep going. This version here. I know that for sure. Because there's no way with everything I had going on my mind and everything that I would have even made it. Like seriously. Like seriously.
It's funny we mentioned that. Now this is where we about to get real deep. I want to say at least most of the black men has had that dark place in their time or two in their life. Cause I've been there
Right.
too. Like I didn't want to be here, but I didn't want
Mm-hmm.
to. I didn't want to take my own life. But it was kind of like I didn't care what happened to me.
Right.
And even thinking back about it back then and now was like that's a selfish way of looking at it because
Mm-hmm.
just because you're going through something and this is funny because I told somebody this. I said I've never been put through a traumatic experience a day in my life. I said everything that has happened to me was because of me. It was because nobody else. I didn't have a bad childhood. I didn't get beat, anything like that. Bully, you know how kids be. When you in middle school,
Yeah.
you know how kids be. But that wasn't
Mm-hmm.
something that was like traumatic to me
Right.
because my traumatized my traumatization came from me overthinking stuff.
Mm.
That's what it was.
Right,
And
right, right.
letting my thoughts wander off instead of controlling my thoughts and not, being an observer of it, but not letting it become
Mm.
come me and consume me and stuff. And that's
Right.
where it started with me. And the overthinking got me in a dark space. Like it was a point in time I was homeless. Yeah, I was
Mm.
homeless. I didn't have a job.
Right.
I had times like almost lost my life. I hit a deer 2 inches away from taking my head on out. So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's been a lot of things to where like I've been through so much that I really don't tell people, but I always
Right.
focus on who I am now and how I'm trying to move forward.
Right.
Because now that I know, like in my heart, what my path and purpose is and my passion is, I feel like I need to share this with the world because I think this is my
Mm-hmm.
soul contract. And
For sure.
I'm not
Sure.
really trying to not trying to reincarnate here if I don't have to.
Bro, I said the same thing. I said the same thing. Like it's cool here, and I'm glad everything is how it is now, and I feel great. But this gotta be my last time. Like
Listen,
this, I want to go. I want to do something else because I don't want to go. I want to come back here.
listen. Man, listen. I think a lot
But
of us
I'm cool.
feel
I'm
that
cool
way.
now.
Yeah, we
Right, I'm
cool. We
cool
cool
now. But
here. We we cool.
but
After
yeah,
this
I
one,
don't want
yeah,
to. Yeah, after this one, I'm good. I
yeah.
don't want to leave early. I'm good with because I'm already here. Let's maximize it, and I'm starting to remember a lot, so I'm cool with that. But after this, I want to
Yeah.
let me just
Yep.
stay over there for
The-
a long time.
Right.
Like I know time is
Like
irrelevant,
right.
but
Let me
I'll yeah.
yeah, let
Mm-mm,
me go ahead and
mm-mm.
let me go rest in another dimension somewhere and see what it's like
That
on the other
part, yeah.
side.
Right, right. Let me help
Hey,
people. I'll help people from the other side. Like,
you're
let me
right,
do that.
exactly. So
Because I'm super
hey,
good.
and
Super
now I
good.
think a lot of us feel the same way. Like we don't want to leave, but we don't want
Right.
to come
Don't
back
worry.
either.
Mm-mm, no, 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 no. I'm going to tell them no.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not.
You sure you? No, it's
Yes.
cool. Yeah, I'm sure. I think I've
Yes.
been here too many times now.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
this is the final lesson.
Right, right. I'm good with whatever. Let me try to some other way to expand. Let me somebody just watch. You know what I'm saying? And help out. You know what I'm saying? Let me do that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's funny too. You was talking about your thoughts, yo. Because to me, it's not about not having the bad thoughts. It's about because again, once you start to do the work, and I talk about this on my podcast, like once you start doing the work, you start loving yourself and cultivating a better relationship with yourself.
Hmm.
Your natural vibration is going to be up.
Yeah.
So then when you do go low, you won't stay there long because you're like, oh, okay, no, 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 this is unfamiliar. No, 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 this is not how I am. And then when those
Yep.
thoughts come, you don't have to attach to them. You don't have to at all because they're going to come. It's just if you're going to attach and agree with the thoughts. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So now
Hmm.
you can have a thought and be like, nah, I'm good. I don't have to. I don't have to believe that. Even it could be quote unquote your reality. To me, you still don't have to necessarily agree because to me, it's always about the relationship you have with everything that's going on. Because you can, again, if this is going to be your reality, quote unquote, say you got lack of money, and that's going to be the reality for right now. How do you, what's your relationship with that? Do you agree with that? If you don't agree with that, not saying you still need funds, you still need the stuff to happen for you, but if it's either is or it's not, or it's not going to happen in this time frame, you can still choose to be joyful. You still can choose to be in a good space, understanding that this is just a lesson at this moment. How do I cultivate a better relationship so I can move forward better? If that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. And in saying that, because them negative thoughts always creep up,
They do. They
but the
do.
key is to be aware of them.
Right.
And when you're
Right.
aware of them, then you're able to change it. See,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I didn't learn at first. I let the negative thoughts
You're right.
take
Me
over.
too.
Yep, I let them
Right.
take over,
Right.
and when they took over, they took over.
Right. Right.
You're
Right. Right.
so,
Right.
and it's and then they just keep, and then it's like it just keep pouring on and on and on. So
Mm-hmm.
now, like on a negative thought, I'm like, no, I'm like, nope, I caught you. Nope, I ain't gonna think about that. I'm thinking about something
Mm-hmm.
different.
Right.
Like,
Right. I
so
just
I
shake my
think,
head, or I'll and I ain't mean to interrupt you. I'll call it burning sound. I'll hum or I'll snap my fingers. I'll do that because I'm good. I don't even want it. I don't even want it at all.
and on the subject we talking about now, it just had me thinking about just my life in the past few years. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Going back to Blueprint for God Power, I always feel like that was like the pioneer for
Me
me
too.
to be able to manifest the things that I have now. And I think one of the most important things that I've learned was gratitude.
Yes,
And
sir.
showing gratitude has tremendously helped me these past few years.
Yes, sir.
Like I would like literally sit in my living room. I would just look around because I can remember when I didn't have all this in here, and I just be start naming stuff I'm thankful for and grateful for,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
then I get and it's like a meditation thing because now it's like now I'm being grateful for things I don't even have yet and stuff,
Right.
man. And then it's like it's almost like an emotional thing because I even get emotional just
Mm-hmm.
thinking about it because it's like look how far it done came, and
Right. Right.
and it's gonna be even a more emotional thing for me now because I'll be 35 this month, and
That's what's up.
they said that that's a milestone year for a man,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I just wanna. It's gonna be a time of reflecting to see how far I came or what I've accomplished,
Oh
and I
yeah.
can truly say that I'm really proud of myself. Like
Right.
like it's just so much good things has happened consistently. Like I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you
You
got the
should
little
be.
bad thing, like a little bad things, but
No,
I
it's
don't
a
focus
challenge,
on that.
bro. It's
Right.
a challenge. You still got to grow. You still got to elevate. So you should be proud of yourself, even if just to say 60% of things were going kind of in a challenging way at this moment, and only 40. Just to put like perspective, you still
Hmm.
can be happy, excited, and feel like you are amazing at what you do because you are because you have literally made it through 100% of the things you've been through. Like you have a 100% track record of
Hmm.
making it through all the things you've been through. You should
Yep.
celebrate yourself. You should be happy. You said I do the same thing. I'm so happy. I stand in gratitude. Like I'll be doing stuff with my family. Like, dang, man, this is amazing. Like
Yep.
this is so amazing. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm at the point that I just expect it. It's expected. I'm
Yeah.
still thankful. I'm still excited. But to me, and I always say to myself, this is the most natural next step of my evolution to feel this
Hmm.
way. It's okay for me to feel great about my life. It's okay.
Oh, for sure. And
You know what
and
I'm
that's the
saying?
key. Yeah, and that's the key of you getting more.
Right.
When you happy
That
with
part.
what you yeah, when you always happy with what you have now, that's when more start coming.
hmm You start making room. And I was telling somebody, don't be shocked when wonderful opportunities and great things start happening for you. Of course, you're going to be excited and you're going to be, like, yes, you know what I'm saying? But think about it. If you are moving, not saying you're perfect, but if you're moving in clarity and power and precision at everything that you put your hands and put your mind to do, what is the next step? What is supposed to happen? Whatever that goodness is, and even when
Hmm.
challenges do come, and then see to me it's twofold because of course you want all the good stuff, you want all the good stuff, but for me, what I've noticed when challenges do come, I either already got the answer is coming, or it done worked out in a way that I could never thought it could.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way a lot of things in my life have transpired in especially this last year. This last year has been very interesting, very interesting.
Yeah. Um, there's a thing that I've done. It started when 2024.
hmm
Whenever Rich had that album release party, I
The
can't
one
remember what
that was yeah,
Cambada, what
yeah, that
Cambada.
had to be like, wasn't that like, was that 24, 23? I think it was 20, it had to be
20, yeah,
23.
23.
Had to
Okay,
be
so it was
23
23.
because
Yeah.
yeah, because what's the name was in
So
24?
The Gathering and the
Yeah, Gathering of the Masters, right?
yeah, yeah, cause that
Or
yep. And the next one was
Non Ether.
Non Ether Godfest. God
Yeah,
Non
yeah,
Ether
yeah.
Godfest, yeah.
Yeah, that was the Godfest. Yeah. So you had to be 23.
Yeah, it was
Or was it
23.
either 23 or early 24? But I want to say it was 23 though.
Cause it was in March. It was
Yeah.
23. It
So
was
yeah, yeah,
23.
yeah, yeah.
So I remember when I booked that trip
Mm-hmm.
and I bought that ticket in that hotel. And when I got in there, I sat there in the bed and I just looked around and then I started talking to Source God or the universe or, whatever people want to call it.
Right, yeah.
And I said, I like this feeling. I said, allow me to have this feeling for as long as I live.
And what was that
And
feeling?
being able to do it,
Right.
just being able to do it. Cause I never done that before. Like to
Right.
be able to just say to buy the ticket, like buy the ticket to the album party, to buy
Mm-hmm.
the flight, and to
Mm-hmm.
book a room, and be able to pay for it, and get a rental, and being able to afford it,
Right.
and being able and that was just that we had talked about that on camera, but it was other stuff that happened. It was other stuff that happened,
Right.
but it was that like it was just that feeling like while I'm actually like doing I said I was gonna do it and I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a feeling like an accomplishment feeling.
Right.
And I was like, I wanna keep feeling this. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it's gonna happen.
Right.
I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I just hope that it happens. And then
Right.
from that point on, I've been traveling like crazy. And
Right. That's
every
what's up.
place that I go, I do the same thing in the room. I take a minute, I sit there or I lay in the
Mm-hmm.
bed, I just look around and I just it's like a warm sensation on the heart.
Mm.
And it's like it's a feeling like damn, I really enjoying this. Like this bring me so much joy to be able to do this. Cause
Right.
when we talked, I said, man, I'm about to travel here, I'm about to go here, I'm about to go here and stuff. And for me to actually do it, it's
Mm-hmm.
like it overwhelms me with emotions. Cause it's
That's
like
what's up. That's what's up.
and it's like that, and I think that whole thing about what we think we'll become is also like what we want to go is what we will be.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, that's powerful right there. That's super powerful.
And I think that that's something that has been consistently happening for me because I'm still grateful
Mm-hmm.
for it. And I will always say I'm just grateful for being here, grateful to being able to book this trip and do this and do that. I'm grateful to, meet people, learn different things and stuff like that.
That
And
part.
it brings me so much joy to be able to do the things that I said I was going to do. I think that is the most important part, being able to do the things that I said I was going to do. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that even this ties in with men's mental health because we well I'm not gonna say we but we've been there, but men, especially black men, we come from a narrative of lack of self,
Right. Right.
and we
Right.
see ourselves less than because society see us less than, and we have to
Mm.
fight a harder fight than anybody else. And it's a lot of silent battles that nobody don't know about. Like we're fighting so
Right.
many silent battles that it's crazy. And I think that if we can just we have the power to change our trajectory, but we first gotta we gotta free our mind and say that there's more
Right.
for me and there's
Mm-hmm.
more to me than what I have and where I'm at. And I think
Right.
once that is embedded in your mind and then it connects with your heart, I think you'll be able to manifest whatever it is the life that you really desire. And get the dream job or the dream career or the dream
Mm-hmm.
woman or whatever it is the case may be.
Right.
And I think that there's a term I talked about on one of my episodes like last year. It was called learn helplessness.
Mm-hmm.
And learn helplessness comes from a situation where we see people have a different life than ours, and then we
Mm-hmm.
think our lives supposed to be the same. So this
Right.
lady, she did like a psychological test. She had gave everybody different pieces of paper. Like one side of the classroom had one piece of paper, and the other classroom had another type of piece of paper. So everybody answered differently.
Mm-hmm.
And after she collected everybody's paper, well, before she did that, she asked everybody what their answers were. So the people around were having different answers, but they didn't know they had different pieces of paper. So they thought that
Huh.
their answer was less than the other person. So
Right.
then they started to feel like they couldn't compare to the other person. And she said
Mm.
that's what learned helplessness is, because we're too busy focusing on what everybody else is doing and not focusing on ourselves, because we feel
Right.
like because that person has a different life or a different piece of paper, we're supposed to have that same thing. But
Right.
your paper is for you, and you're supposed to focus on what it is that's on your paper and not what's on everybody else's.
Right.
And that ties into like a mental thing that happens not just with men, but with women too. We too busy competing and comparing ourselves to everybody else. We're not
Mm-hmm.
focusing on the life that it is that we desire. You
Right.
know what actually brings us true joy and happiness. And
That's right.
I think that's why a lot of people are having mental issues. I mean, it could be a lot of different things, but from the
Oh, it
psychological
is.
standpoint, but like just that little piece right there, because
Oh,
we too busy
yeah.
looking at everybody else what they doing
Mm-hmm.
and not just
Comparing.
focusing on our own stuff. And
Right.
got the food and everything else, but
Yeah.
um,
Right. Right.
and I think that that was a powerful term that I learned, and I'm like, and then I just started because I'm the type when I learn something, I like to put it to use.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like ask certain questions to people and see how they respond to things and stuff like that. And even with
Right.
the book I read about power versus force, they have like a whole consciousness chart about calibrations of energy levels, like the highest
Mm-hmm.
calibration level to the lowest, and
Mm-hmm.
compassion, believe it or not, is the highest calibrated energy for the
Mm.
human psyche, or the human, no, it's not human psyche, it was human something, but compassion, and then it's love.
I
Compassion is
believe it.
love was the two highest.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
So I was like, that's crazy. And then what was the lowest?
What?
Competing.
Mm.
Yep. Envy, jealousy,
Right. I can
things
see
like
it.
that.
Believe it. I believe it
Hmm.
because it puts you in a space of comparing, and like you said, that comparing it shrinks you so bad because you cut your it's like you cut your essence. You shrink yourself so far down by putting somebody higher than you. Even in your mind, we don't realize how amazing creators we are. We create situations in our mind, and they're not even really happen. We just in our
Hmm.
head, you know what I'm saying, making the whole scenarios up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, yeah, I believe it, bro.
I was before we got on, I was listening to David Icke, and he was talking about um unlimited field of consciousness. Like me, like there's two types of quantum fields. You got the limited one, you got the unlimited one. He
Mm-hmm.
said that the limited one is basically like the 3D world we live in, like this simulation we in, because we only limited to what we've been taught. And he
Right.
said, on the other hand, when you break out of the what I call the domesticated process,
Mm-hmm.
you have unlimited possibilities where you can manifest anything that you want, because you're not shackled or confined to um the the norm, basically,
Right.
like the matrix. Basically, you're not conformed to that, so you're able to do things that people would think is impossible,
Mm-hmm.
because you're tapped into the unlimited part of the quantum field.
Right.
And I think that that was important, because that even plays a part with the mental health, because if you're limiting yourself based off of the society telling you what the standards are of being normal, or the
Mm-hmm.
society is telling you what the standards are of what you can and can't do, you're going
Right.
to always have a mental breakdown. You're going to feel less than. You're not going to feel like you have no value, because the standard
Mm-hmm.
is this, and you're down, and you feel like you're down here, and you need to
Right.
get up
Right.
here, and now you're stressing. But in
Mm-hmm.
reality, when you look past what their standard is and you create your own standard, you have
That's
unlimited
right.
possibilities of what it is that
That's
you want to
right.
do. And I think that was so cool that he talked about that, because it's like, damn, I didn't
Mhm.
know it was an unlimited part of the quantum field. I was like, shit, that's what's up. I'm like, dang. And like learning things like that kind of excites me, because it's like Socrates has a philosophy quote. He said that we know nothing, but when you know something, you will want to know more. The more you don't know, the more you want to know.
Right, right.
And I think that all of us who are on our spiritual path and journey, we know it's so much to learn, and
Oh
we
yes.
continues want to keep wanting to learn more and more and more
Mhm.
until we can't learn no more. And I think that that's how the evolution in your mind and in your being keeps evolving, because you're always constantly in a state of wanting to know more. Because the more
Mhm.
you don't know, the more you want to know more. Like, damn, I just
Right.
found this out. That means there's more I need to know. Oh, I need to know more of this.
That's right.
Oh, bet, man, and
That's
stuff like
right.
that. So I think that that's important too. Being able to like free your mind from the confinements of what a standard is set on you to be. Yeah, I
Right.
think I think that's that can help people out. They got to break out of those shackles of the mind, and
Right.
once they do
Yeah.
that, yeah, I just I kind of feel like
Oh,
a
I
genius
believe
a
it.
little bit. I kind of feel like a genius
What
a
you
little
mean?
bit.
You should. What you mean? You put the pieces together for yourself and be able to
Yeah,
explain it and break it down for people to understand. So yeah, it makes perfectly good sense. I think too that people are afraid because if you've always been a certain way in your immediate environments, you're
hmm
afraid to change. You're afraid to do things different because you're like you said, you're worried about what other people will say. How will they view you now? Because you've always done this or you've always
hmm
been in this kind of mode. Now you feel yourself growing, expanding, and now you want to explore different things, like you just said. But now you're worried about how would they view me now? Would they think I'm a hypocrite? Would they think whatever you can think of yourself? Would they think that? So that stifles, especially to me, especially men, it stifles us a lot because now we don't want to be creative. We want to do new things because our immediate circle, and I get it because certain people can have a way to say things, and it. So if somebody off the street says something, it may not mean nothing, but if it's like your spouse or your mom or your parents or your siblings or whoever's in your family or people that's close to you says it, then because you really want them to get it, but whatever is download or whatever is brought to you, it wasn't brought to them. You still got to
hmm
move and need to move. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times we're scared, or we just don't want to be viewed different or misunderstood because it's cool that I was this way, but now I want to do this, and I just need you to leave me room enough to let me explore this. You know what I mean?
hmm Yeah, I'm the type, and I got this bad. When I learn something, when I learn something, and or if I'm doing something new, I want other people to experience it too.
Oh,
And
see, I got it bad. Okay.
I got it bad. Like, cause when I be going out of town traveling, when I come back, I be so excited. I be telling everybody, "Oh, you should have, man, you should come next time I go somewhere," and stuff like that. I be so like animated with it, cause like I had such a good time, like, and things
Right.
like that. Or if I learn something new, like it's not many people I could talk quantum physics to. It's really
Right.
not. It's not many people I could talk metaphysics to. There's not many
For
people I
sure.
could
You're
talk
right.
spirituality to. So
You're
it's
right.
like, and a lot of y'all that I met, we all don't live in the same state.
We don't. We don't. It's
S-
crazy how far and how distant some of us are.
So it's like, and then on top of that, we all got our own lives too.
Right.
So,
That part.
and
That
it's
part.
like, dang, like I be wanting to find people who are excited to talk about things I talk about. But then it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like now it's just like, I'll let it out on my platform. Like I get some guests who like, I can relate to, and we'll talk about it and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Or,
Right.
I'll
Right.
probably call one of y'all up like, hey, what's going on? You ever heard of this or heard of that, or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But having that actual, experience like face to face, like my presence and your presence is it hit different. It
It
hit
do. It
different.
really does. It really
So
does. Yep.
and I be trying to fight the urge because it's like, damn, I just learned something. I got to tell somebody.
Right. But they don't they won't get it, bro. I feel you. I be the same way, bro. Especially when they get to talk about certain things and I can just give my little perspective and put it in there. But then something tell me, nah, don't
Yep.
do it.
Yep.
Then I'd be like, okay. I learned to listen to that voice when they say no. Or if I
Hmm.
want to just interject with something, it just says nope. And
Yep.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of
Cause
times you
some
gotta be
because you know
quiet. Just
yeah, you do because a lot of times they misunderstand what you're saying, and then sometimes, at least for me, I know sometimes
Mhm.
you can make it makes you feel like you a know-it-all
Yep.
because it seems like
That's
you
right.
got
Yep.
answers to a lot of questions that people have, and the way you handle it, you know what I'm saying? It just seems like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Which is not, but you gotta understand, I came from a space where I thought every problem was a big problem and I internalized all this stuff. Now that I get to unraveling, now I get to, like we talking about the thoughts, now I really get to choose how I respond to situations and things. I got a pattern, I got a history, but most important, I got evidence that
Yep.
what I'm doing is working. But again, you don't want to seem like a know-it-all. You don't want to seem because I don't. And to me, it's not shrinking. It's just avoiding you. You know what I'm saying? How you know how to say it, not self-criticizing, but it's just avoiding whatever it is. My higher self is telling me to avoid. I'm
Mm.
good. I'm okay with avoiding it because now I don't have to be whatever I feel I need to be in every situation. I don't have to teach every situation. I don't have to be the person that knows the information. I don't have to be that person.
Oh, well, everybody don't like people who are like that, and I think that's a big misunderstanding on for us because it's
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
it's not that we know the answers, it's just that we just know how to handle the situation. That's really what it
Right. That
is.
part. That part. Right.
You
Right.
know, and it's like that's really what it just boils down to. We just know how to handle the situation.
right.
And so since we know how to handle the
Right.
situation, it's gonna come off like we know it all, but we don't. We just know
Right.
how to handle the situation. You
Right.
know.
It just came and then I got like I just talked about. The solution just came to me. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I can't help it that one, that I don't care what you do. If you pray to God, you know, Buddha, you know, Muhammad, whatever you believe, God, universe, source, regardless, if you get the download and then you still question the download, it don't make sense. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So I
Mm.
just learned how to trust. Again, I'm not perfect with trusting every time, but I've been more consistent with trusting the information and moving whenever I get what I get.
You know, this is a thing too. I learned this last year. When somebody having a problem, you really don't have to give them the answer. All you gotta do is keep asking the question. The more that they talk, they will come up with their own solution to their problem.
I like that. I never tried that because I never.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
The more
sometimes I
listen,
don't even want to be that involved.
yeah, I get it. But the more that they talk, the more they gonna
Right.
come with the solution of what they talking
For
about to their
sure.
problem. Cause all you
For
got
sure.
it's just like it's like an intuition thing. Like
Right.
this is where you're using your senses now, not common
Mm-hmm.
sense, but your
Mm-hmm.
senses. It's like, oh, let me ask this
Mm-hmm.
person this question. Maybe if I ask them
Right.
this, then I think they'll answer it. But then their own answer is going to be the solution to the problem that they having.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that listen, it's been helping and helping people that I've talked to every time they got a problem. I just ask, like, depending on what it is, I just ask them a certain question. I ask them a few questions,
Mm-hmm.
let them keep
Mm-hmm.
talking and talking and talking, and then they be like, "Oh, you know what?" And I'm like, "Oh, see, you all, you
Right.
all, you had the
You
answer the
go.
whole time.
That's what's
I
up.
didn't have to say nothing. I just brought it out with certain
Mm-hmm.
questions. You had the answer the whole
Mm-hmm.
time." And I
That's
think
what's up.
that I think because this is something I learned too. Giving unsolicited advice is how you create an enemy.
For sure. You're right.
And so it's just sometimes if people are wrong, just let them be wrong. And if they ask you, then you could tell them, "You sure you want to know?" Because then now you're giving them an opportunity. Like, I can give you the right answer, but you might not agree with it because it might not agree with what your answer is. And then they can get
Mm-hmm.
mad, but they really can't get mad because you asked me.
Right.
Now if you just talking and then I try to give you some advice that you ain't asked for, you got all right to be kind of like upset with me. Cause
I ain't
like
asking you.
all right, yeah. Like I'm supposed to be here to listen. You ain't.
Mm,
I'm here to understand, not to interrupt and stuff like that. So, I
right.
think that's one of those things that I've learned to do in the past year and a half. Just let people talk to a
Mm-hmm.
point to where they solve their own problem.
Right.
But
That's what's up. I,
everybody can't get it sometimes.
I gotta get to that space because once I feel like they just talking around in circles, I'm just like, mm-hmm, dang, okay, wow, that's man, that's crazy. Again, bro, I can see the embers of the situation blowing up, but if they don't
Mhm.
want to take the information, oh, okay, mm-hmm, all right,
Yep.
for real, dang, can't believe that's going, dang, this is how you feel, because
Yeah. Yeah, it could be a challenge.
right,
But
I'll be,
but
I'll,
I think it's easier for me though because I am a great listener though.
mm-hmm,
I will sit there and listen to
that's
everything
what's up.
that you say. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've been like that my whole life. I'm like a real great listener, so I think that's why it's kind of like easier for me to do that, like just let people talk and stuff like that. But I mean, it has been times where like I have gave unsolicited advice, and
Oh, we all have.
yeah, and they didn't like that very
Yeah,
much.
you get the side eye and be like, "What you said?" And because we thinking, and I think this is just us as like visionaries and people that always see solutions. You was telling me a problem, and I just gave you a solution.
Right, I just
Like,
came up with it. What's your
right,
problem you
right,
talking
right.
about?
Why you mad at me? You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's crazy though? That only happens with women. In my point, in my life, women do not like you giving them solutions to nothing. They like just let me just talk about what I want to talk about.
Okay, okay, right, okay,
And you want to say, but you ain't talking about nothing.
right. Oh
Like,
man.
just let me vent. Okay, well, how long you gonna vent
Okay.
for? We've been here for 45 minutes. Like,
You know what
do you want a
I'm
solution or not? Like, we didn't already
saying?
figure out the whole thing in the first 5 minutes, but we let the next
Right.
40 minutes go because you need to get it off your chest.
Right. Right. That is hilarious, bro. You right though. You
So
right.
I mean, so before we get up out of here, I'm gonna talk about this last thing, and then I'm gonna let you go because I know it's getting kind of late. It's 9 o'clock, and we at the hour mark. So it being Men's Mental Health Month, we talk about what we think and what we become. We talked about, you've been in a dark space. I've been in a dark space.
Hmm.
A lot of us have been in dark spaces, men and women. As a so-called black man in America, what is the one thing that has helped you cope with being a black man in America?
One thing I would say this that I'm supposed to be anywhere I'm at.
Hmm.
That's one thing that has helped me, and I'll unpack that. I'll say that again. I'm supposed to be anywhere I'm at. So it don't matter where I'm at. It don't matter who I was there. I'm supposed to be there. So if I'm in an event and it's a whole bunch of white people, cool. It doesn't matter to me because I'm supposed to be there. I don't want to. Oh, there's a whole bunch of white people here. There's a whole bunch of this, a whole bunch of that. No, if I'm in a space where it's the different kind of crowds, I'm me. I enjoy being me. I love being me. So now I get to move in any space. Like I really have that ingrained. I don't know where I got that from, but I'm really supposed to be where I'm supposed to be in any arena. So now when I move and when I'm moving and I talk to people, it's more harmonious. Not saying people don't have their biases or whatever, because I do look how I look, you know what I'm saying? But I really it kind of deflects off of me because I'm not on that kind of time. And I expect you to appreciate me because I appreciate me. But I also appreciate you too. That's one thing people don't necessarily get. as much as I appreciate myself, I thoroughly appreciate whoever I'm interacting with, or whoever I'm co-creating with. So having that mindset has really helped me because and I can have evidence of that because I work at a high end auto dealership, and I deal with certain type of people all the time, and has never had a issue with people seeing me in a different way or telling somebody. They always got good things to say. And not saying, what I'm saying, I don't make mistakes in regards to whatever, but again, I'm supposed to be where I'm at because I appreciate myself and how I move. And I'm just genuine about, how I move through my life and being able to understand and unpack. Because to me, I feel like I'm more of an example to other people, 'cause especially when people see me and I got on my work stuff and oh, you work there? And they, what I'm saying, and I'm still personable and I'm still, what I'm saying, a person they can feel like they can talk to, what I'm saying? Just, I don't know, man. I think my character, especially over this last 6 years, has definitely helped me just build myself up. So I would say, what I'm saying, of course, I said that I'm supposed to be where I'm at, but I think having just high expectations for me as my character kind of reverberates through all my interactions, to be honest with you, bro.
I like that. I like that for you, man. That's what's up. Well, David,
Yeah.
once again, man, it's always a pleasure having these
Oh, for sure,
conversations with
bro.
you, man.
For
Thank you for
sure.
joining me. You
Yeah,
know,
great for having me, bro. Thank you.
I'm gonna definitely have you on again. I said that the last time, man. You are on here again, so we definitely
Yes,
have to do
sir.
this again. Um, for people that want to get your information, your YouTube channel is Alchemy Avenue,
Alchemy
and what's
Avenue,
your
yeah.
Instagram handle?
It's Alchemy Avenue on
Is
Instagram
it
too.
okay?
So yeah, they can hit me up, Alchemy Avenue 859 at Gmail. If you got questions about anything, you can hit me up because I've been getting a lot of people hit me up about the prints and the canvases. So hit me up, so I done created and sent some out. I sent Rich a canvas which he thoroughly enjoyed. He said that yeah, it's just so again, just hit me up. Just hit me
Shit,
up.
I'm gonna have to hit you up, man. I need one of them too. Like when you get into your zone and stuff, man, let me know.
No, I'm in it, bro. Like for real, holla at me. Like seriously, like just let me know what your intention, because what it is. So I create the intention. So what I mean, what we create the intention. So you let me know what you are intending this for, and then I'll get the moving. You know what I'm saying? I'll create. So we can do it two ways. So I can do canvases. So these are canvases. I didn't do this
Hmm.
when I bought this from somebody, but these are canvases. 16 by 20 canvas. So it has, whatever, its intention, and then I just create the codes and we do like that. Or I got these two. This is 11 by 17 prints. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So on like the heavy card stock. So also create the intention same way, but what you will get though, you'll get this background. It's a custom one-on-one background. Then you'll get
Hmm.
the code. So I call it. So you get a clean print, you get the codes, and so you get a physical copy and digital copy of both. So then you can do whatever you want to do with it. So say your intention is you say you want abundance. You know what I'm saying? You can, I'll create the print, the clean print. I put my codes on, put our codes on top of it. And then you put it on a shirt if you want to, or put it on whatever after that, because it's yours. You know what I'm saying? So there's many ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I'm definitely need a canvas. Like I like hanging pictures up. Like all the
right.
pictures that's hung up in my house my mom made. Like this picture
That's what's
behind
up.
me, she
Mm-hmm.
made this.
Well, I seen it. I said that's really dope right there.
Yeah, she made that. I don't
Really
know why
dope.
this camera keep on following me, but
That's what it's
it's really looking for me though. That's crazy.
right,
It's really
right.
looking for me.
Right. You got to
But
go up by the
yeah,
picture and stand in front
yeah,
of it with it.
yeah. But this is the might not be able to see it. It's funny, but this is the picture my mom made. Yeah,
What is it? Is it like a multi-texture kind of thing, or
it's like paint. It's
right?
like paint type stuff. It's kind of hard to explain how she did it, but
Because it feels like
I
it's texture, like you touch it, it's like she did like a mixed medium kind of situation.
I don't know what she did. She just made them, and then
It's
I
it's, it's
had picked
incredible.
them up. I picked them up and I hung them up. I hang all her paintings up in my house. I'm
Hmm.
uh I'm gonna send you pictures of all of the paintings that
Okay.
she
Yeah, do
made
that.
me. Yeah, but this
Yeah.
one behind me, it's my favorite one. That's
Oh, it's
why
dope.
it's in my that's why it's in my background now.
Yeah.
But once again, I want to say thank you, David, for joining me, man. It's
Yes,
always
indeed.
good
Yes,
having these good
indeed.
conversations with you,
It
man.
is, bro. It
You
is.
know, tell the family I said hi, man. Y'all make sure y'all stay
Word.
abundant,
You too, bro.
grateful, prosperous, and everything, man. Hopefully,
Good.
I'll get to see y'all soon in person. I don't know if
Indeed.
Rich gonna have a event, but I be
Right.
traveling, so I think North Carolina. You North Carolina, right?
North Carolina. Yep.
Yeah, that's I was talking to my siblings about we should go to down to North Carolina for a few days.
You should. If you do,
Yeah.
holler at me, bro. Like we got
Yeah.
Charlotte. Charlotte's one of the biggest cities. Raleigh is pretty dope as well. Then we got where I stay at. They call it Triad because it's like Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point. So we got a lot of good stuff. Especially this year, if you're into like theater and everything, we had a National Black Theater Festival that's at July 27th is when it starts. So we in the theater and all this stuff. People come from all over the world to experience
Ooh.
that. So that's something on your radar. I'll send
Ooh.
you information about that. But yeah, that's it's a super dope week of black excellence, like to the highest level. I'm
You
serious.
said July?
Yeah, July 27th is the first day, and then it goes to that whole week. So you got between all the plays that's going on, you got vendors, and you got all kinds of just poetry stuff. It's a really
Ooh.
dope. It's a dope experience, bro. Like I'm telling you, it's a national black day because people from all over the world, you know what I'm saying, like come to the National Black Theater Festival. Like seriously.
Okay. Yeah, I think I might have found my trip for July.
So yeah, come
Yeah.
through for a few days. We'll show you a
Yeah.
good time, bro. We'll definitely show you a good time.
Okay, cool. All right then, David. Once again, I said, man, I appreciate you for joining me, man,
Oh
and
yeah,
I will
much
talk to you
gratitude, bro.
soon,
Appreciate you,
man.
bro.
All right,
All
take
right,
it
excellent.
easy. All right, y'all. I will be back soon. I don't know when I will be doing my next episode, but when I do it, I will let y'all know. So until next time, peace.